Hello and welcome to Colred Plays Raid Shadow Legends. I am Colred. Thank you for joining me. The portal is orange. We have a 2x Sacred Shard event going on right now. Yes, it is finally here. Plarium moved it around a couple of times. The schedule's gotten a little confusing, but it's finally available. In today's video, we're going to be pulling shards on 3 accounts. My editor, Son, and I are going to pull shards on our Noob versus Pro accounts first, and then later in the video, I'll pull out my main account, because we do have that Champion Chase tournament that is going on for the Timid the Fool Fusion event. If you haven't pulled your own shards, I wish you good luck. If you have, let me know if you hit on any champions in the comments to this video. I hope you're ready for it. Let's get started. Just a quick reminder, we live stream every Saturday at 11 a.m. That is tomorrow. Those are our Noob versus Pro accounts where Son and I take those out, show off the progress we've made in the last week. So if we hit on any champions today, you can see what we've done with them tomorrow on our live stream. Don't forget to hit the like button for this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and consider joining our Discord community. Okay, so as you can see, we do have the 2x event going on for Sacred Shards. We also have a 10x event going on for a new champion. This is Krokmar, who is new to the Lizardman faction. He is an HP-based damage dealer. I'm pretty excited about this guy. When I first saw him, I wasn't sure how good he was going to be, but it turns out that his multipliers are quite good, and I think that this is going to be one of the hardest hitting HP-based champions in the game. This A2 is going to be his hard-hitting skill. This is an AoE that also places a shield buff on this champion for 2 turns, equal to 20% of the damage inflicted. Now, he should be hitting pretty hard, so this could be a decently sized shield. Now, his A1 also hits very hard. It attacks one enemy and then attacks all enemies if that first attack is critical. The multipliers here are decent, but it's going to hit especially hard against that single target. So you have an opportunity to potentially nuke out one target, plus do a lot of damage to the rest of the enemy team. Remember that he is weak affinity, so that first hit may not crit if you are hitting into magic affinity champions. His A3 places a crit rate and crit damage buff on all allies for 3 turns on a 4-turn cooldown, and then grants an extra turn. So you're going to open with this and then move into one of his other hits. And that means he's going to be hitting even harder than just his multipliers and his HP pool would suggest. His passive says whenever this champion attacks, he decreases the target's attack or defense by 5%, as well as the accuracy or resistance by 5%, depending on which stat is the highest, and this stacks up to 30%. So he's going to be a stat stealing champion as well, or maybe not stealing, but reducing champion as well. And so he's going to make the enemy team weaker as the fight drags on. This is going to be great for PvE content, especially against bosses where you have long fights. I think the combination of his A2 with the sustain, the shield, and the heal, and this passive may in fact make him a viable solo champion. We'll have to see if that actually happens. His HP pool is nice at 22,000 with 1100 defense and 102 speed, so his stats are very good. And it feels like he may just have enough sustain in his kit that if we put him in regen and immortal, he's still going to hit hard, and he's going to do good work in terms of being a potential solo champion for both waves and bosses. All right, so let me bring in Son here, and we'll get to some actual shard pulls. All right, here he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Son, the editor. Welcome, Son. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
All right, so we've got some shards to pull. We've been waiting on these shards for a long time.
It has been a long time coming. The schedule keeps getting switched around on us, but it's finally here, so I'm definitely excited. I'm ready.
So how many shards have you actually saved up for the event?
So I actually have 3. I did end up pulling 1 to get through a tournament, get additional Lego books, things of that nature, so there was a lot of value for it. And I got a decent pull. I don't recall exactly who it was, but
Okay.
Got a couple here.
All right, so you had 4, but you had to pull 1 for a different event, and then I've been able to save 5. And you actually have another one coming when you hit level 60, which could happen this weekend, so you may get an additional pull before the event ends.
Yep, exactly.
We're not pulling mystery shards, by the way, Son. We're pulling sacred shards.
Oh, I know.
There we go. Let's get the right color shard
up there. It's the default.
It just doesn't look as exciting, right? When
you have that, Raid should just make it
shards up there.
Sacred shard default, so that way it's cool looking every time.
It should be. It should be. Okay, so we do have a little bit of news. Now, you kind of accidentally pulled some shards recently, didn't you?
Yeah, don't play Raid late at night, kids. That's all I could say.
Yeah, so
I'd had a
tell the
really,
story
really good
here.
day. So I'd had a really good progression day. I'd beaten the nether spider I was stuck on. I'd done really well in some other areas. And I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna pull one shard. It was the UDK 10x event. I'd be like, one shard, just for fun, just to see what happens. But it was late at night. I was on my phone, and I must have misclicked because I accidentally did a 10 pull.
Oh no.
So instead of seeing that single ancient chart pop up, the screen went blue, and it just started ticking them off. What ended up? My heart just dropped. I was like, no, I'm throwing all my shards away. Uh, but it ended up actually being kind of a ridiculous 10 pull.
Yeah, you had sort of the best case scenario there when you accidentally do just a 1 times 10 pull on ancient shards. And what did you hit on? You hit on three epics?
Yeah, I hit 3 epics and 1 Lego. So I mean,
And there he
everybody's
is,
already
right
spotted
there.
him
You can show him.
already.
Yeah, there he is. Brogny. Under Priest Brogny. So you've already had a very successful week in terms of shard pulling. You've landed your very first Lego. And in fact,
Yep.
he's a great legendary for you. We were talking about this. This is almost the perfect champion for your account because you need survivability. He provides a
Yeah.
lot of survivability. You don't have a really viable cleanse, and you didn't have a really viable block debuffs buff, and he provides both. Now, his cleanse is only one debuff, right? He cleanses one debuff?
Yep, one random.
One random debuff, but that's good enough in clan boss to either cleanse the slow from the Spirit Affinity boss or to cleanse the stun. But then you could also block it with the block debuffs. So you have these like 2 ways to prevent debuffs from now hurting your team. This can also help you in Doom Tower bosses and all sorts of things. And then he's going to have that shield. And he also brings an HP burn on his A1. So really good for clan boss. And I think, one of the things that's been going on with Under Priest Brogny lately is that he was a key part, he was an essential part of that cadaver like broken team, the OP team that got billions of points of damage in clan boss and in Hydra boss. And so now that cadaver has been nerfed, I think people are like, oh, Under Priest Brogny, he's not that good. And the reality is he's phenomenal. He's a great champion, and he's not as valuable as he was before when cadaver was broken. But he was always a good champion, and he continues to be a very good champion. And I think this is like the perfect pull for you. So you're already starting to build him out, aren't you?
Yeah, I've already got him to 6-star, and not only all of that, he also brings in the 50% increase attack. Which
Oh, that's
I did
true.
Not have.
Yeah, you also didn't have that. Right.
Yeah, so that's going to be a nice buff there. And then also ended up pulling. Let's see here, they're down here. So we got Duck the Pierce.
Yep. I love
So
this
another
champion.
solid pull.
Such a good champion.
I got a Dark Athel days before I get Dark Athel, and then a Caden.
Yeah, now Caden's a nice reviver for the Dark Elves, so that's going to work really well for you in your faction crypts. And this synergizes well with your roster because your main champion is Kale. Your starter champion is Kale. So having that revive in that faction is actually going to be very helpful. Duke the Pierced is a lot like Stag Knight. He's got that provoke on his A3, which is going to help you in Hydra. He's got the decrease attack and decrease defense on his A2. And then he's got a decrease accuracy on his A1. So really phenomenal champions. So great accidental 10 pull from you. We just wanted to share that information because unfortunately, like you said, you were just in bed clicking on your phone late at night. We didn't have a screenshot. We didn't have any video of it. That would have been really exciting. But so we still haven't pulled. It's funny because last week or 2 weeks ago, I got an extra void shard like on Sunday, like 12 hours before the event ended. And I just pulled it on my phone and I hit my first void legendary. And now you had a 10 pull late at night and you hit your first, and we haven't put them put them on videos yet. So we still haven't hit legendaries on a video for our Noob versus Pro accounts.
That's true.
But now at least we each have a legendary. I think yours is better than mine, even though I hit a void. But okay, so let's actually get to some shard pulls. Is there anything that you're looking for right now, or is it basically like now that you've got Brogny and you've got Duke the Pierce and you've got these other champions to build, anything would just be gravy?
Anything would be awesome. I would still, ever since Islan was out, I just kind of like that super tank kind of style. So something like
Yeah.
that would be really cool. But yeah, right now I'm kind of just I'm riding the Brogni wave. I'm riding high.
I think either of us would like Krokmaw as well. I think he would be a great champion for either account. So if we get lucky on the 10 times champion, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, let's give it a shot. Let's see what we get.
All right, you first. Here we go.
Oh, you first. All right, let's do it.
Let's get something.
Oh.
No way! You know, the funniest thing about this is just as you were about to pull, I was like, you know what? We also have access to a lot of epic champions that could be valuable here. And I didn't even say it because you just started to pull. And then you pull a Geo. You pull a Geo. Oh, that's ugly. That is so ugly.
I'm over the moon, but at the same time, I'm so sorry, man.
It's so funny. That is so funny. Now, here's what's going to be interesting about Geo is there are tons of ways to use Geo. Geo and Brogni don't necessarily synergize as well as you would like them to because Brogni also has an HP burn and you don't want, like, Geo needs his HP burn out there to get the maximum value.
Yeah.
But I don't really I don't have a Geo. I've pulled a Geo once on one account and it was a relatively low B account. I've never had it on one of my main accounts. So I've never actually fully kitted him out and experimented with him. So you're going to have to figure this guy out on your own. But trust me, this is the most valuable epic in the game. He's going to help you in Iron Twins. He could potentially help you in Clan Boss if you want to go that way. He's going to help you. And so I'm all right. Whatever. Congrats. Congrats. That's a great pull.
You, man.
That's a great pull.
Yeah, and you know, for longtime viewers of the channel, you'll know any shard pull. Cole on his main account, he's been looking for this guy.
Yeah.
So the fact that I just pulled him, that just blew my mind. Oh,
yeah.
man.
So you got him more than 2 years faster than I've gotten mine because I still haven't gotten mine. So yeah, I'm 2.5 years in. You're 2 months in, a little bit more than we're closing in on 3 months, I guess.
Closing in on 3 months.
Yeah. So yeah, but that is a fantastic pull. I'm excited for you, man. It's great to get a Geomancer and just figure out like early on how to build them, how to use them. He is a solution to a lot of problems that nobody else is a solution to because he has a unique kit. So congrats, but we still have more shards to go. So, hey, good shard pull video, buddy. Good shard pull video.
Thanks, man.
Really good week for you. Let's keep going.
All right, let's go.
Another epic.
Oh, we know this guy.
Yeah, you got him free from the Amazon Prime.
Yep, he's all right.
Yeah, he's pretty good. And once Bommel comes around, you'll be happy you have him. So he could potentially be a faction guardian for you, or you can use him as a book for the other Burn Geary.
All right, last pull. Let's see some gold.
Yeah, like you need more. Salota. He's a little bit of an underrated epic. He's okay. He'll help you in faction crypts. But yeah, I think the big pull, we know what the big pull there is. It's funny because I don't know whether Brogni or Geomancer was the better pull. It might have been Geo. Like Geo might, like despite Brogni being a phenomenal champion and him being perfect for your account, it's possible Geo might be the better pull.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Man, all right. All right.
It's been a good week.
Yeah.
Good week.
All right, so congrats. Let's switch over to my account. We'll make my pulls, and we'll see if I hit on anything at all. Okay, so here we are on my Noob versus Pro account. You can see I've got 5 sacred shards here. I don't have any particular champion that I have in mind here. I always like tanky champions, so, you know, that'd be great. Obviously, there's always... On a new account, you have so many possibilities. It almost doesn't make sense to say I need a particular thing with a legendary. Any good legendary is good. But then, of course, there are also good epics out there. I've still been hoping for my arena nuker solution. So I think that the crocodile would be really cool as that option. But, you know, if I got another one, that'd be cool, too. So, all right, let's go ahead and pull and see what happens.
All right, best of luck.
Thank you. Oh, hey, Rearguard Sergeant, solid epic, really good support. She has this ally protection and a continuous heal buff on all allies, so you can use her in Clan Boss. She's also got a decreased attack, again, good for Clan Boss. Oh, yeah. She also has a decreased defense, decreased attack, and ally protection with some heals. So pretty good clan boss support. All right, number 2. Let's get something. Oh, here we go. We hit gold. Come on. All right, Creela Witch Arm. That's interesting. I'm not sure if I should be excited or not, but she's an ally attack champion.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so she attacks one enemy, places a stun debuff for 1 turn, and then has a 100% chance of joining up with 3 random allies to attack a random enemy. So obviously against bosses, it's not random. Allies joining the attack will use their default skills. So this is actually a great way. Like, I love ally attacks. You know how I feel about ally attacks. So I'm fairly excited about this champion. The one thing about Creela's ally attack, which is a little frustrating, is that she teams up with 3 random allies. So if you're on like a clan boss team or a Hydra team, you don't know which allies are going to go. But otherwise, she's a hard-hitting champion. She's got a potential stun on her A1. She's got a shield here on her She's got a stun on her A2. She's got a shield on her A1. And then she has an increased attack and an increased crit rate for all allies with an AoE. And this is a pretty hard-hitting AoE. So this is exciting. I'm getting more pumped about this the more I think about it. This is actually, I've never used her as an arena nuker, but having an ally attack in arena can actually be really valuable. She could be like the extra nuker, because basically what this allows you to do if you use this skill is like, this is a solution to Ultimate Death Knight. You can either nuke out the Ultimate Death Knight, or you can go around the Ultimate Death Knight. And because you're bringing so many hits and he only blocks the first hit, you could potentially like blow up squishies, even though Ultimate Death Knight is trying to protect them. So this could be a great skill in arena. That increased crit rate could play there as well. So, all right, I'm excited. New Lego.
Hold your first Lego. There you go.
New Lego. That's good. All right. First Lego on a stream.
Yep.
Right, we got 3 more. We're going to keep pulling. Back to back. Back to back.
Back to back.
All right, Kalia. Actually, I'm not even sure if I've pulled her on this account yet or not. I thought I might have. We got a couple more. Ooh, we did. We hit again.
Back to back.
Oh, Roxham. I thought this might have been Nekmothar for a second, but okay, Roxham. This is not a guy that I've ever pulled before, so this is completely new to me. I've never pulled him on any account, so wow. 2 legendaries.
That's crazy.
Champion. Okay, let's see. Fills this champion's turn meter, so he gets a lot of turn meter. 75%. Looks like 100% chance of a stun debuff. Or asleep, places a perfect veil. So it looks like this guy's another damage dealer. AoE has a 100% chance of placing decreased defense and weaken on the same ability. Wow. Okay. So is he a damage dealer or a debuffer? He looks like he might be a little bit of both. Okay. So it's an AoE if he's under perfect veil. And if he's not under perfect veil, it's a single target. And then passive places a block debuffs and strengthen buff on this champion for 1 turn and a continuous heal buff for 2 whenever they receive a veil or perfect veil. So this guy feels really sneaky. He's putting veils on himself all the time, and he gets extra abilities from the veils. Let's see how he's rated. I'm just curious. He's rated decently, not super well. Let's see what his highest rating is. Faction Wars, of course. Campaign locations. Arena offensive is a 4.4. He's kind of interesting because having that decreased defense and weaken on the same skill is pretty cool. But do you get a veil beforehand? It looks like you don't. So you'd have to set him up with a veil. So this would like be a really good combo with a Duchess, maybe. Interesting champion, but 2 Legos. 2 Legos.
Yeah.
All right. One last
one.
One last
Get
one.
the hat trick.
Yeah, that'd be nice. We got an epic. We got a good epic. Taragi the Frog, really good epic. This guy could go on my clan boss team. He has decreased attack on his A1, AoE provoke on his A2. This is like obviously not for clan boss, but you can use this in a lot of places. And then he places a shield and an ally protection. And then when he gets hit, he's got a chance for placing poison. So another way to get poisons out there. So I've got my ally protector now.
Ah.
This is probably the best ally protector in the epic rarity for clan boss. So man, I've hit.
Awesome pulls. Yeah.
I've hit. You hit. Okay, so this week you got a Brogni and a Geomancer. And I would say those two champions are better than any of the champions that I pulled. That being said, I hit on 2 legendaries and a top tier epic that actually could really help me out. So I think we both had really successful weeks so far.
Yeah, I would absolutely 100% agree with that. The Brogni Geo combo.
Yeah.
And actually, yeah, Geo he's dwarves as well, right? So,
He
oh
is.
my dwarfs
Your dwarves faction crypt
about to
is
get
done.
stacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, speaking of dwarves, I shouldn't discount the fact that I hit on a decent dwarf epic too, because Rearguard Sergeant is no joke. She's like a legit support. And again, this is actually another ally protector. So I hit on 2 ally protectors this week.
Yeah.
But so she's going to help me out in faction crypts as well, because I've already got my Runekeeper Dazdurk there. And, you know, he's a support by himself. He's not doing all that much. She's another support. But eventually, you know, I'm going to get a damage dealer somewhere along the line, and they're just going to step in and then crush that faction. But so, yeah, a lot of dwarves today on our accounts. All right. So, yeah, congrats to you. Congrats to me. That was exciting. All right.
Likewise. Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. Now I still have to go pull shards on my main account. There's far fewer champions I'm looking for there, all those specific ones that would be very helpful. So we're going to move over to my main account. We're going to pull some shards there. Keep this party rolling.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Say goodbye, son.
Have a good one, everybody.
All right. Now let's switch accounts. Okay, here we are on my main account. As you can see, I have 12 shards available. Now, I'm primarily pulling during this event for the Timid the Fool Fusion event. Now, if we look at the tournaments, we'll see that there are 2-point thresholds for the Timid the Fool Champion Chase tournament. We'll click here. And I don't need both. I actually only need the 1150 because I've gotten all of the additional fragments. So I really only need 1150 points, which would basically be, you know, 4 epics and some extra champions there. So because this is a champion chase tournament, and that means I can get points from champions that drop in campaign, and I can use my fusion fragment champions or my fragment champions in the portal for points. I don't really need to pull that many shards here. I only have 12. I really pulled a lot of shards during the summon rush to make sure I got the legendary tomes. Now, I could go after these legendary tomes, but that would probably bankrupt my shard count. I want to hold on to a few of them. So I don't actually know how many shards I'm going to pull, but I will pull to probably at least 1,000 points, if not a little bit more. So I'm thinking between 4 and 6 shards is probably where I'm going to pull for this event. Now, in terms of what I need on this account, there are probably 3 or 4 champions at the top of my wish list. Just very quickly, I'll run through a few. I still do not have a Duchess Lilitu, so she would be a phenomenal pickup for me here. So I think she's probably my number 1, maybe not even my number 1 desired champion, because I also need a reset champion. I have no reset champion. So Prince Kaimar would be an excellent pickup for me. So either one of these 2 champions from the Demon Spawn faction would be a huge win. And then I know we already saw Sun hit, but as you can see, I do not have a Geomancer on my main account. In fact, on all of my accounts that I've ever played, I've only hit Geo once, and that was on a referral account. So unfortunately, I don't have him on any of my major accounts. And so I would love a Geomancer for this account. So that would also be a win. That would be a big win for me if I happen to pull a Geomancer here. All right, so let's get to this. Let's start pulling, and we'll see if we can continue our luck from our noob versus pro accounts. Because I got to admit, those were pretty good pulls over there on those 2 accounts. All right, so let's get started. Now, I think I'm about 7 or 8 shards into Mercy. Oh, we hit right away on the first one. We hit Yoshi the Drunkard. That's not bad. I mean, I like hitting on a legendary right away, but this is a duplicate for this particular account. He's a decent legendary, so I don't want to downplay that. But yeah, this is just going to be a faction guardian for me. All right, let's keep pulling. So I guess we're out of Mercy now. We're not even closing in on Mercy. So this is our first shard here. Rector Draft, great champion. I do have her on this account. Come on, let's get another one. Kellen the Shrike. I don't know if he's new on this account or not. All right, so the interesting thing is because I hit the legendary, that actually got me to the 1,000 points. But I was geared up to pull more shards than this. So the question is, do I want to stop here at my 1,000 points? Or do I want to potentially keep going? Now, in between the 1,000 point mark and the next like really valuable place to get is just, I mean, it's 2,000 points. I need at least to get to this 3,000 point tome, or it doesn't make sense. The extra fragments would actually save me a lot of grief at the end of this fusion event. I wouldn't have to do the last dungeon divers, or I wouldn't have to do one of the artifact enhancements. I could save some silver. So it wouldn't be bad to get these extra fragments. And because I've only pulled 3, I think I'm gonna pull a couple more, see if I can get maybe to that 3,000 point tome there. That would be good. So let's keep pulling. Why not? Let's keep pulling. It's a 2 times Sacred Shard event. I like pulling shards. Let's keep pulling. We did hit one already. We got a Melga Steel Girdle, very good champion. She's got a revive in the Dwarven faction. My Dwarven faction is totally all set, but if you need help with faction crypts, she's a very good reviver for that reason. Otherwise, she does provide some sustain for your team with a shield and continuous heals. So pretty good all-around champ. Let's get another one. Let's get a Geo. All right. And then I think we said we were going to stop at 6, but let's see how close we get here. Another epic. Good epic. Good epic to go. I always confuse him with the Trumbor, I think. Those two guys kind of look the same. They're both good. This is the Reviver, though. So again, great for faction crypts. He does have this increased speed on all allies and a heal. It's also an AoE, so this is a pretty cool skill. Increased defense on the ally with the lowest current HP, and then decreases damage received by allies with 50% HP or less by 10%, which makes you more survivable as you get hit. So pretty solid support, good reviver, definitely good for faction crypts. Maybe a couple other spot places you could use him, but decent champion. Not the clan boss champion. I think Trumbor is the clan boss champion. All right, so I did say 4 to 6, but I think if I'm going to go for that tome, I'm going to go for those extra fragments. I'm going to need to pull at least one more here. So I'm going to try at least one more, maybe 2 more. Hopefully we get another friendly legendary. Scabrius, decent, epic, already own him. Let's go one more time. Let's hit on this last one. Come on, let's hit on this last one. Nope. And Dahlia. And I am, in fact, going to stop there. Let's go check our points. So we did hit a legendary, which was cool. It was on the very first shard, so pretty good luck today. All right, so we are at 2250 in terms of points, which is going to get us close to those fragments. We're going to get those 250 points, no problem, pulling mystery shards over the next few days. And also, we're going to be running a campaign, I think, for the champion training event. So we should have no problem getting to those 2,500 points. And now, because I'm close to that book, I will actually go after that book. I won't do that with a shard, though. I have plenty of champions here in my fragment summons. As you can see, I actually have, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I have 4 epics. So I'm probably going to pull 2 of those epics at some point. We'll see how many points that I actually end up needing for that legendary tome, but I will get that legendary tome. So I pulled 6 shards, which feels pretty good. I was going to pull 4 to 6 shards. And so this time I didn't go crazy and just pull all of my shards. It's okay to go ahead and do that. Oh, I pulled 8 shards. I did go over. I pulled 8 shards. But I'm going to hold on to these 4 because it's always good to have a few as a base in case, you know, for the next fusion or whatever it happens to be. Yeah. Now, if you go ahead and pull all your shards during a 2 times sacred, you should always feel good. And this is, of course, during that champion chase tournament as well. So you're getting a lot of extra value, especially if you're going for the Timid the Fool. So yeah, it's a good time to pull your sacred shards. But I always like holding on to mine, trying to build them back up in case somewhere down the line, there's either another guaranteed champion event or something like that that I can get to. The current champion event or the last guaranteed champion event was the Kaya the duo for Timid the Fool, and that took 20 shards. I didn't have the 20 shards, so I didn't do that one. So we're going to try to get back up to 20 shards as quickly as we can. All right, so we do have one new champion, and the new champion was Tagore, so I did not have him on this account. So it's always good to flesh out the roster of epics and get epics that you don't have, just to, you know, in case someday you're going to need them. And, you know, here's another epic that we still haven't gotten that we're trying to get. All right, so that is it for today. In the comments below, let me know on the champions that you hit, or if you missed completely, that's okay too. Let me know that, and I can commiserate with you, because despite my luck today, I've had plenty of shard pulling events where I haven't gotten anything at all. So stories good and bad in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and consider joining our Discord community. Thanks so much for joining us today. I've been Colred. For my editor son and myself, thank you, and we will see you in another video soon.